Barbados is a country that is well placed to be a major proponent of cultural development through education. Minister of Educational Transformation and Member of Parliament for St. James North, Chad Blackman, says part of what they are seeking to do in the ministry is to have students in a number of schools produce music. And he stresses that schools must be able to produce a national festival among students at the beginning of the academic year going forward, utilizing the knowledge learned at school.
For example, if you think of Red Boys, who have their studio, a Deepu, young people should be able to learn those things whilst they're at school. But what does that do? It allows for them to be able to have the tangible real life skills of music and music production and sound engineering even before they leave these institutions. So that by the time they enter the market for business and work, they already have the work experience.
Minister of Training and Tertiary Education and Member of Parliament for St. James South, Sandra Husband, says part of the thrust for diversification is to identify different classes and have exchanges with students. And she says that her ministry intends to use the services of tertiary level students to look at material from the historical Banyan archives to convert for use in schools.
What it would take is to get some of these students at UE to sit down and pull out some of this information, and then they sit with a curriculum development specialist now to convert these into materials that we can use in our schools. And this is some of the work that we have to start doing. Even the program, My Community with Sherwood McCaskey, we need students to go into the highways and byways and get those stories. And then we take them and convert them into products that can help our children to develop the values and the behaviors that we want them to have.
And Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade and Member of Parliament for St. James Central, Carrie Simmons, says young people now have to understand their story and their history to tell it. He says while he is a student of history at the university level, it was not until traveling to Africa that he fully came to understand the story of some of our ancestors. And while Minister Simmons says such stories will never be told throughout the region, he stresses that the script need not be written only by those who colonized us, but equally by those who experienced it.
And I think that Solomon, that cultural shift in perspective so that we can have a more holistic understanding, for me, is critically important because I want us to understand community. We now live in a time when the experiences that this region went through and the experiences that our neighbors in the north went through are being erased from the history books deliberately in places like North America.
The next Ideas Forum will be held in the parish of Christchurch in October. Rachelle Agard, CBC News.